Hey, good morning. This is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, coming to you today with the A word of the day for December 11th. And before I get into that, the insurance company finally sent an adjuster to look at my roof, and there's quite a bit of damage on the roof. No leaks, several missing tiles, but they're tiles underneath. And he said I'll probably get a new roof. Pay enough, in Florida for hurricane insurance. So that's good news. They very quickly fall into the alcoholic thinking that and start, I can feel myself ramping up and all these people are all incompetent. I should run the place. And then when I sit back and think of how many thousands of people just in the Tampa area, not counting, all the other places just in Florida, who have lost their home, not just their roof. It's humbling. And it goes along with this reading perfectly today, so I don't believe there are any coincidences. So, the word for today is a genuine humility. We are actually to practice a genuine humility. That is, to the end that our great blessings may never spoil us, that we shall ever live in thankful contemplation of Him who presides over us all. That's the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 192. And here's the daily reflection commentary. Experience has taught me that my alcoholic personality tends to be grandiose. While having seemingly good intentions, I can go off on tangents in pursuit of my causes. My ego takes over and I lose sight of my primary purpose. I may even take credit for God's handiwork in my life. Such an overstated feeling of my own importance is very dangerous to my sobriety and could cause great harm to AA as a whole. My safeguard, the 12 Traditions, serves to keep me humble. I realize that both as an individual and as a member of the fellowship, I cannot boast of my accomplishments, and that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. What a great passage. All of the 12-step passages in the daily reflections are great. And I was taken from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, also called the 12 and 12, page 192. It's a very thin book, so page 192 tells you we're getting towards the end and finish up pretty much, at the end of the year, 365 daily reflections. And so, like my example, it was perfect that I'm ready to fly off the handle, and I don't have any leaks. I don't have anything really broken except the tiles on the roof, and it's going to be taken care of now, so I can, kind of sit back and process that. And I'm sure something will come along that I don't agree with. Some delay. The original delay of over 1.5 months was because they were calling a phone number. I don't know where they got it, that I had at least 10 years ago. I wasn't even in Florida. It had a Rhode Island, code. But it was a 2G phone, and they stopped servicing that. It just one day, it was a $9 phone from Walmart. And one day it didn't work because they stopped servicing 2G, and they went on to 3G, 4G, now 5G. And they kept calling that number. And, after almost 2 months, they finally did send me an email saying, we're calling you at this number. And I'm saying, now there was just a month and a half, totally wasted. In my mind, I'm thinking these people are incompetent. I know how I would have handled it. If I didn't get me on the first couple of calls, I would have sent an email and said, I've tried, is there some other number that you're using that would be better to contact you with? But I guess they didn't think of that. So, yes, my ego does take over, and I lose sight of my primary purpose. And what is that primary purpose? It's stated to help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety, and by doing that, help me maintain my sobriety. You can't have one without the other. If you do, you're pretty much on a dry drunk if all you do is not drink and not go to meetings. I had an uncle who was like that, and eventually started NA in Rhode Island and became involved in that, and was a much nicer guy. He was always nice to me. I mean, he was my Uncle David, and I thought the world of him. But he was so much better when he got connected with the group. So I thank God for that. And so genuine humility, you gotta have it. You gotta have it in all aspects of your life, not just when you go to a meeting and you're working with someone, maybe a newcomer. You want to have it pervade everything that you do. And that's very hard. It's very hard even after 33 years of sobriety, because you always have that temptation, the great I am. And so it's good to realize that before it becomes a problem for you. It's good to realize it when you're in the program before it becomes a problem for AA. So, I talked more than I thought, but that is the word for today, a genuine humility. And I wish you all a safe and sober Wednesday. God bless as we move up to Christmas time. For many traditions, it's already Lent. And the year is going by fast, and we're going to start 75. So God bless you all.